Hello, I am the cartoonist M. Rashid. This cartoon has a few bullets built into it. The most important one, or, the main foundational one, let's say, is the concept of this is important. It's, harsh. I'll admit it's a harsh point, but the history looks a certain way. And who does it benefit to hide from the harshness of the truth sometimes? So, this is what the facts show. The facts show that J. Edgar Hoover was paranoid over the concept of a black messiah, that charismatic, a black leader who would be able to get the black Americans together so that they can effectively be whole finally and be competitive equals in the markets with whites. The effective end of white supremacy. Hoover was paranoid of that happening. So his assassination protocols, followed by his COINTELPRO infiltrating groups and splitting the groups from within with treacherous skinfolk kinds of he was all about that life in order to protect the machine of the white racist aristocracy, of the white supremacist ideology. He was all about that life. And infiltrating groups, killing the charismatic, uncompromising leaders at the top, and then afterwards, the second and third tier leaders would take over, and he would be all right with that. So what else does that mean? I killed your uncompromising, highly effective, legendary leader, and their second and third in command who moved up into that spot, Hoover was all right with them. Please stop being stupid. You know what that means. So, all of your leaders who came after the assassination era of the civil rights movement in the late 60s, who survived that, who survived the character assassination and kidnapping people and pumping them full of heroin and putting them in prison for literally forever, and all the leaders still on the stage who survived all of that from COINTELPRO and the assassination era and all of that, all of them who are in your face, who helped usher in and maintain the diabolical anti-Black American integration age. All of those leaders, when you call them elders, when you call them whatever you call them, and then expect me to just believe them or whatever. I came across a Twitter thread specifically that inspired this cartoon, where there was this coven of white liberals who were propping up one of those elders from that era, who they, apparently easily got to parrot some nonsense racist rhetoric of theirs, pretending it was progress, and then tried to put that person in the face of the ADOS activists. And the ADOS activist was like, so who cares what that person says? So what? So you got some relic coon pretending to be a leader to parrot your nonsense, and that's supposed to mean something to me? So the ADOS activists, of course, their pushback was against the previous generation of the boomers making political decisions that hurt the kids of Gen X, that hurt the political climate for us. We had Tonlex says all the time, the politics that we got was, what you worked for. You worked for nonsense, and now we live in the effects of nonsense. So, That's where this cartoon comes from. You know, the an actual effective leader is what Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell represent. Ineffective, treacherous leaders are what we have the who's who of the who survived the civil rights movement, the most high profile blacks. Stop. And the pagan aspect of it is they're an elder, so they're magically right. I already had a video showing there's no inherent good within your patriarchy and the nationalism and all of that. There's no inherent good in that. It's just a tool. And when you treat that tool as if it is magically correct, magically holy, it makes you a pagan and you're a fool. The patriarchal structure is not inherently righteous. It's not inherently good for us. It is often used to oppress people. Scripture is full of mentions of how the patriarchal ranking that we hold so dear is nonsense and often used to oppress, especially the Quran. God is, despite how the two Semite nations are all about the patriarchy, nationality, identity, they're all about that life. But the Quran is 100% disrespectful to it. God can't stand it because you're always trying to make yourself a peer of God with that father talk. God does not have it. God is one. And he says, submit where you're supposed to be and live how you're supposed to be. You're not me. Stop acting that way. We often find the ways of our fathers in the wrong. Often. In fact, we can't wait to stray from truth to be about bullshit. And then use the patriarchy to justify your bullshit. We always do it. And the worst thing the Black American can do is take ownership of it as if it's real. You protect the family, not the hierarchy of the father. That's not where your focus should be. Stop being a pagan. Protect the family, not you. Protect your family, the unit. That's where your focus should be. That's where our strength is. The fact that we're the classic white supremacist tactic of divide and conquer, where all the Black Americans are in prison and she's a support class black magic slave in his machine, and you're all in the fields as a convict leasing trash picker upper on the side of the road or whatever they have you doing. It's not about the patriarchy, it's about the family. And your focus is wrong. On cue, it's wrong because you keep listening to your enemy. Knock it off. Peace.